What's going on, gamers? We got some interesting details here on Saros when it comes to the PS5 Pro, PSSR 2, and even base PS5 as well. Sony just put up the details for this game. I'm excited for this game. I've always liked House Marquis games. Got the Platinum on Resogun when that dropped on PS4. We know Returnal's a good game, and I think Saros is going to be probably their best game that they ever launched. And it's going to do very well. So in here, we're going to be taking a look at the details to see how PSSR 2 will be doing 4K 60 frames per second. I'm pretty sure it'll probably have ray tracing as well. And this is not going to be the first game we see that happen. It's happening a lot. And like I said, PlayStation exclusives always run very well. So let's get into these details. Like, comment, and subscribe. So going down, it says info on enhancements, evolved immersion, and performance ahead of April 30th's launch. Our goal with Saros has been to push the hardware and be a showcase for PlayStation 5. So we are thrilled to finally share more details about PS5 Pro enhancements and PS5 features in Saros launch in April 30th. And down here is a clip, but you know what? It's better to go to the main video. So let's go ahead and take a look at this real quick and see what they have to show. I'm pretty sure this is going to look pretty good. Let me get off the camera real quick, but I will be right here. And it goes PS5 Pro enhancements as we see right here. Yeah, this looks incredible. Increased rendering. Yeah, this looks like 60 easily. So Sony wanted to show off a little clip right there with Saros, and now we're going to get into the details. Game looks really good. It's finished. It says updated PSSR for PS5 Pro, so PSSR 2 obviously. Our fantastic rendering team has upgraded the PSSR support in Saros to the new version of the PSSR upscaler that was released in March. This update provides an even sharper image. You can barely tell it apart from native 4K. So it's going to literally look like native 4K or 60 frames per second. As you explore Carcosa, since 1995, our goal at House Marquis has been to push the hardware. And with Saros, we continue to drive thanks to the PSSR update. I'll zoom in a little bit more for you guys right here. Increased base render resolution on PS5 Pro. It says right here, Seppo Halonen, our technical director at House Marquis, if I said that wrong, excuse me, wanted to share more specifically or more specificity on how we have increased our base render resolution for Saros on PS5 Pro. On PlayStation 5 Pro, we also increased our base render resolution, which is the resolution before upscaling. This means on PS5 Pro, you will have an even clearer, higher resolution image at 60 frames per second. So here we go again, where you're going to be getting that native-like 4K image at 60 frames per second. While we use dynamic resolution to ensure stable frame rate, even in the middle of hectic combat, PS5 Pro always delivers a sharper image in a scene-to-scene comparison. So this is what I'm talking about, guys. Games releasing in 2026, like you see Crimson Desert, Resident Evil Requiem, Pragmata, all these games are going to be doing that native 4K-like image quality. Ghost of Yotei was already doing it last year and giving you that 60 frames per second and maintaining 60 frames per second. This once again sets PlayStation exclusives apart from Xbox exclusives when you think about what they're able to do on their own consoles. Saros on PS5 already looks incredible and runs at a rock-solid 60 frames per second. So on a base console, you're getting 60 frames per second. But the PS5 Pro, before the PS5 Pro, we push our graphics even further. Furthermore, there are many small adjustments in reflections and overall quality, ensuring that the increase is not only more pixels, but also the content we render scales up to match. The only place where we switch to 30 FPS is in the key story cinematics, where we go quality over quantity and render the high quality characters, lighting, and post-processing at peak resolution. This is a thing you see a lot of developers do. It's very interesting, where when you get into cutscenes, it's 30 frames, which again is higher on the PS5 Pro. So they're not just giving you base PS5 cutscenes, you're getting PS5 Pro cutscenes, which is good. I like that. So if you take a look at this right here, you can kind of get that idea. It looks pretty good. Details are super crystal clear. Precision 3D audio evolved. We know sound is important for games like this as well too, and in general, Building on our success from Eternal, we have evolved our 3D audio to allow even more immersive experiences on PlayStation 5 with its Tempest 3D audio tech. You can hear the Lost, Carcosa, Hardstyles, and even our music all around you when playing with 3D audio enabled headphones or 3D audio sound setup, which I have right here I'll be using. Our amazing sound and music team from PlayStation Creative Arts have created a phenomenal sounding experience I can't wait for you to experience. Advanced weaponry with adaptive triggers. So yeah, you could expect to have that feeling as well. Similarly, we wanted to take things to the next level how we use DualSense wireless controller adaptive triggers in Saros. When using the adaptive trigger on L2, if you pull it halfway down, you will activate your main weapon's alternate fire. This allows for alternative attacks ranging from grenade launchers, slower firing heavy rounds, ricochet projectiles, and much more. If you pull the L2 adaptive trigger all the way down, you will activate your Eclipse-driven power weapon. So there's some sensitivity to the weapons and adds a deeper immersion to combat as well. That's pretty cool with amazing sound. This allows you to hit back using collective projectiles from your Soltari shield. These options elevate the rhythm and flow of combat, making the action of Saros even more thrilling. That's pretty cool. This looks pretty awesome. I can't wait to dive into this game. Immersion-driven haptic feedback. We love the DualSense wireless controller's haptic feedback and how it brings you closer to a physical experience in our games. For Saros, we have once again put so much detail, thought, and nuance into our haptics. We want you to feel every bit of action, world building, and our hunting story to pull you into our world. If you loved what we did in Returnal, I feel we've evolved this even further. I don't want to spoil it, but there's very special haptics for you to experience during your time in Saros. So we see they're doing everything they can to make this game, you know, their best title. Near instant fast loading, as you know, with SSDs. With Saros, we almost feel like most of the PS5's ultra high speed SSD, letting you quickly return to the action after death or escalate the gameplay audio and visuals while you activate an Eclipse, which creates a new experience. So they want to make the most of that, obviously. That makes sense. Once again, we see another screenshot right here, looking pretty good. Pre-order Digital Deluxe for 48-hour early access. That's interesting knowing that that's going to be there, but I'll just wait for the launch. So we get the idea here. Going down, add these features that the PS5 lacks in a software update. FreeSync VRR, HDMI 2.0. They may have it. Can't wait. It would be nice if we could choose to have a cutscene run in 60 frames per second, even if there's a visual trade-off, because it can be pretty jarring going from smooth high frame rate gameplay to a 30 FPS cutscene. I think that is something that devs could possibly do down the line. If people wanted to choose that, that would be something that would be very cool. So I want you guys to let me know what you think about Saros and how, once again, you're pretty much going to be getting that native like 4K 60 frames per second. And here goes the next PSSR 2 enhancement that is looking really good for PlayStation 5 Pro. And I think as time passes more, you're just going to see more first and third party games and games that are exclusive only running on there. So it's like, I think this is the future that Sony wants, where it's like, yeah, we have our games here, but you don't have to worry about not getting 60 frames per second and native 4K like image. It starts with the PS5 Pro and it's going to continue with PS6 and beyond. At that point, it's not going to matter anymore because it's going to be better than 80-some% of the PC rigs in the world. You have to spend a lot of money to be able to match that. And this is where I think Sony realizes. So with Saros, yeah, there goes another game, another exclusive that is going to be giving you something where you're like, I don't need a high-end gaming PC to get these results. I'm already getting native 4K, as it says right here, light quality, and 60 frames per second. So what else do you want? Just some extra stuff that you'd have to spend $1,000 more on? That it's not going to really matter, that you're going to have to sit there and try to really stare on it? It's not going to really matter, and it doesn't matter at this point anymore. It's about, can you get your hands on this game? And that's where the base PS5 is going to give you that entry level at. We'll see this happening a lot in the future, definitely with PS6 games that are going to be cross-play for a while, because they're going to need the sales on base PS5. You know what I mean? So this is what I mean by like Sony will have the low-end PC as the base PS5 in the future, the PS5 Pro as kind of mid-tier, because at that point it won't, and the PS6 being the high-end PC, and the handheld being the option off the screen. We can kind of see they're trying to push this, and then they'll be able to add in frame generation with the PS6. Will the PS5 Pro get frame gen? I don't know. We'll find out next year, won't we? So yeah, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this. Are you excited for Saros? I think this is going to be a really good exclusive, and it's going to score in the high 80 ranges at least. If it hits close to the 90, that's going to be crazy. Returnal did very well, so I don't see how this game will not score well. I think it's going to do pretty good, and it may even get in some categories for Game of the Year. Not Game of the Year main, but I mean like possibly certain other categories. Maybe audio enhancements or whatever. You never know. But we got to see how the rest of this year is playing out. So yeah, peace out, guys. Keep gaming no matter what platform you're on. Later.